So, if you watch my cooking videos, it's pretty redundant, it's pretty clear. I can fry chicken. I do it so many different ways with so many different ingredients. But I decided to show you guys some good old fashioned, regular pan fried chicken. And it came out extremely nice. As you can see, I cheesed it because I'm about to put it on these King Hawaiian rolls. But the King Hawaiian rolls aren't going to be the only addition. Obviously, the frequenters know that I dredged them and made them good old-fashioned French toast style. And I believe very firmly a sandwich has multiple components that must be put on the sandwich. In whatever way they're manifested, they ought to be there. If you're going to say you made a complete and perfect sandwich, I mean, it's pretty obvious what the components are. You need your bread, you need something like substance. It doesn't have to be exactly meat. Um, Usually there's a cheese. If you're lactose, I'll allow you to say no cheese for you. And then a sauce, obviously, and then a veg, like a bed. You need a bed, some type of bed, and whether it's just one piece of lettuce or a bunch of sautéed veggies. You need some type of veg, and so this is what they came out like. They looking pretty smackarooski in my opinion. I don't mind. These was obviously bussin'. They was straight bussin'. This next dish is an absolute gem. If I served this to Moist Critical, he would never eat fast food again, legitimately. He would never make a fast food tier list video, at least not himself. He would probably have the other guys upload and record it, and he would just not participate. He would say, no, I think I'll watch a Cliffy Senpai video and just make whatever burger he made spontaneously, randomly. This burger was so complete. I just told you what it takes to make a perfect sandwich, but I did so much more. You saw a bowl full of weird mix. It was potatoes. It was potatoes. And then this is a frozen log of mozzarella cheese. So obviously this is what I had to do. It's so beautiful. Look at it. I I made a cheese stick with a potato pancake breading, and it was so delicious on top of this burger. You guys have absolutely no clue. I wish I could serve it to you so that you could enjoy it as much as I did. Usually when I make a burger, I try to do it a different way every time. Sometimes I find myself repeating it. This would be a burger that I repeat. Look at this. It looks delicious. I don't really care that the camera quality is low. Once I break it open and show you the money shot, you're gonna instantly start salivating. Of course, I wanted to add some Colby Jack, and if you look at the type of bread, look what I said. I frequently do it the French toast style. It just makes the bread nice and spongy and light, and I really like it like that. Now I'm about to show you the money shot. Look at that. Oh, this log and the creamy, white, gooey goodness on the inside of this log. This pipette. Oh, look at that burger. Oh, it looks so messy. Goodness gracious alive. You know I gobbled that up in about 3.5 seconds. Now I'm frying some chicken. As you can see, I have an assortment of various vegetables. We got some carrots, some peas, and some corn. So, with that being said, I know that you know what I'm about to make. You saw that nice chicken, and you see this rice fresh out the cooker. Well, there you go. It's obvious that he's making him some sort of stir fry. Now, obviously, well, it's not so obvious, but I didn't intend to make this into a stir fry. It just kind of became a stir fry. I wanted more of a rice bowl, but I'm pretty sure I added an egg, and so this is a little redundant. The chicken obviously is great, but like chicken and an egg, I've always been the type of person that's like, isn't that a little bit much to have literally two chicken cutlets and then literally an egg on top of it? Like, damn, you eating the whole animal kingdom, my man. Yeah, so you can see that I made a sauce. I'm a firm believer that sauce is good for low seasoned chicken. You know, if you didn't put much seasoning on it, then obviously you should put a little bit of sauce on it. A little bit of sauce never hurt nobody. Yep. The manager Bob came by. He said today we gonna have us a high influx of unordinary customers. And so he told me, Joel, you go ahead, you boil you off some hot dogs. You go ahead and boil off some hot dogs before they get here, so that we could just throw them nice on the grill, let them smoke for a minute, and serve them nice and quick and easy. So I got a pack of sirloin, and you're gonna see me use this beef that I'm marinating right here, probably throughout the rest of this video, to be honest. So I put some soy sauce, some garlic, some ginger, some red pepper, and some paprika. But I had to use some at the moment. And so I decided I was going to make me some loaded fries. Look, I boiled off the fries, parboiled them, then I froze them, gave them a good old-fashioned dredge, and now they frying in there. Of course, I opted to use some good old-fashioned peanut butter. Yep, you guys think that's too much, but obviously I didn't put a whole cup of peanut butter in there. I only used like a tablespoon or two, so that it was just enough to touch your palate. Now, I neglected to mention that this whole time I was making an odd Philly cheesesteak. So, you know, it got some onions, some peppers, two types of cheese, mozzarella, and Kobe Jack. You know, you got your beef, and I put some olives on there. Good old-fashioned olives. Pull these loaded fries out the oven. Look at them. You got the beef on there. You got you some cheese. They're already breaded, full of seasoning. Oh, you know, I put some seasoned salt on there fresh out of the oil. I also put some garlic salt on there fresh out of the oil. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I sat down and was eating this, it was too much for me. It wasn't bad. I'm just saying that these fries were low-key more significant than the sandwich. And so that's usually upsetting or offsetting. And you guys can probably relate that sometimes you get some loaded fries and you just be like, these is too busting for me to even give a damn about this sandwich. I mean, look at this. I obviously reached for the fries first, didn't even pick up the sandwich and take a bite. Just keep on gobbling up these fries. Oh boy, they were chock full of all type of spices, seasonings, and flavors. In a land far, far away, there exists a dish that stands above the Rubicon, the pinnacle of taste, stands transcendent of decadence. That dish comes from Nihon, the land of the rising sun. When I was a young boy, a man named Shio-san stole me from my family and dragged me out into the streets so that I could become a ramen don. And through my rigorous training, I've created many instant ramen bowls. But this smoked beef and this bowl of ramen, it hit the spot. So rustic and rudimentary. Now, you guys see these potatoes all the time. I be making these, here on the channel, I call them flossy or, you know, just stringy potatoes, you know. They're just so full of cheese so that every time you pull, it should be looking like there's literally floss. Like, look at that. Every time you pull, these are extremely cheesy. They're so delicious. And obviously, if I top off some beef on that, you know how it is. You already know what's going on. It's basically like hacking loaded fries. Like, you don't need to add any of that extra stuff. Do too much extra. I've been eating my steak a lot more rare. I'm starting to lose my taste for well done steak, and I'm enjoying a nice rare steak. I mean, medium rare. Obviously, I want it to be cooked. I'm not one of those bloody steak fuckers out there. Disgusting. This is one of the best things I've eaten all week. I cook a lot of great stuff. The food that I was eating while I recorded this video, edited it, it was very good too. So the last two dishes on this video, if you want to replicate anything, replicate these. This was some fried shrimp, obviously, and you could see that I used a peanut butter breading. The peanut butter breading was so delicious, but there was a big problem. Although you can see in the video right now, the breading started to fall off in the pot. It wasn't very, it wasn't good. But a lot of it I could manage to salvage, and so you're seeing it on the plate, and it looks pretty nice. So I load up the plate with the mashed potatoes. Obviously, I put some black beans on there. You guys can see most of the ingredients looking nice and loaded. Had to add a little bit of honey because, you know, I love to tickle the palate by adding a little bit. And also, you have to also understand the cohesion of such a dish. It's got a lot of same ingredients, and so you got to put in a little something to offset it, the sweetener. The only thing that could be remotely even compared to a sweetener that was added, I think, is maybe just a small little bit of ketchup. And let's be real, that's not gonna do you enough. You saw I didn't pour in the whole entire bit of honey, and you can just see a little bit glistening off of the top. So yeah, I decided to add some sweetener. That's what makes your food more robust. So, as you can see, this looks absolutely delicious. And them flossy mashed potatoes. Editor, put the Fortnite flossing kit on. Editor, I know he's not gonna do that. Here's some good old-fashioned pasta bake that I'm obviously about to make. I don't even think I showed you guys the finished version. I didn't even really enjoy it. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It was just something quick and easy to do. Anyone and everyone could make some pasta bake. Now, this is the final dish and the most delicious dish. Besides the one that I mentioned before, the loaded shrimp, peanut butter shrimp mashed potatoes. It was a good old-fashioned bowl of soup. Now, I say good old-fashioned because normally, if you want to upgrade your soup, you wouldn't do the additive route, and I did the additive route. This is a shoyu ramen in a sense because, I mean, not ramen, but stock. I used soy sauce. I wanted it to be acidy, so I put some tomato in there, but I also wanted an umami bite. And so it came out actually extremely well. Obviously, for the umami, I didn't have super good stuff. I just had some beef fat that was left in there because I removed it. I used the marinated onions. I used some carrots. And after making this amazing soup, I decided you have to top it off. And so, after having had eaten that peanut butter shrimp the last time I cooked shrimp, I decided to do something light. And I just used the vegetables and the pan that I'm currently cooking in right now. Actually, I think I'll just let this version of me take over.
What's next? You ain't gonna clean this pan once you start frying up them scraps. You ain't gonna clean it because you want the steak of the juices.
Now, this is a good old-fashioned soup. It's got some onions and carrots that were caramelized with a little bit of peanut butter. And then I put in some umami, aka I threw in some soy while I caramelized it. Eventually, after that was ready, I just put in the rest. So obviously that tomato sauce with some whole tomatoes in there, and the rice, and then the water. But yeah, this is done and ready. Oh, I also threw in some beef fat, like a bunch of beef fat. Not a bunch, but yeah, it was a decent amount of beef fat. And so basically the goal is we're gonna take some of this rice, some of this good old rice, just as a little bed. We want to strain it. Of course, so we're putting that in a bowl and we're gonna drink it because that's a fucking soup. But some of this rice, because this is gonna look amazing, look beautiful. I'm better than Gordon Ramsay.
Alright, comments out there tell you to continue. I'm gonna put some good old-fashioned peppers, some of them marinated onions that was with the beef all them week. Same pan, remember, don't wash it. This is just getting a little similarly boiled. So I got some of this juice and I'll put it on the scraps. And I season with merely red pepper because red pepper is perfectly fine for this occasion. I don't want to over season these. I've been over seasoning a lot of shrimp lately, so let's just try this nice little light. I'll use the vegetables and the pan and the butter to season the shrimp. You know what I mean? All right. Them shrimps going on that plate. And this is what I'm gonna eat at the pot like a real man.
If you made it this far in the video, then obviously this is something that's palpable for you. So let me know in the comments, please.